4.5 to go in the fourth quarter. East Nashville by 5. And let's take a break for financial literacy with Wilson Bank and Trust. Wilson Bank and Trust, proud to sponsor our local schools and student athletes both on and off the field.
In football, every play counts. One missed block or one bad pass can lead to the game slipping away. Staying ahead is crucial when it comes to your finances too. Taking on too much debt or overextending yourself with payments can put you in a tough spot, making it harder to achieve your goals. With the right game plan, you can get back on track. At Wilson Bank and Trust, we're here to help you avoid costly setbacks. Whether it's managing debt, setting up automatic payments, or finding the right loan, we've got your back. Your financial strategy shouldn't depend on a Hail Mary. Let's craft a game-winning financial strategy that fits you. Visit Wilson Bank and Trust today, and let's win this game together.
.425 to go in the fourth quarter. Liberty Creek is 1 for 3 on fourth downs tonight. They're trailing by 5 on the road against the three-time defending state runner-up. It's a fourth down and 7. And right now it's an empty backfield for the sophomore quarterback, Jackson Collier.
Look for Collier to pull it here.
He does. He throws. And it's complete near the goal line. And down at the 2. Sully Harper, the senior tight end, with his biggest reception of the year and only his 3rd overall.
Every time Liberty Creek has put Toggle out there to play that jet sweep, because that's who I would expect to get the football, your best player. Well, they're using him as a diversion. First time they did it, they set up Collier on that big run to get him back into the game. Now they do it to set up probably the most explosive pass all season.
21-yard pickup. Collier will keep it. Up the middle, fighting, and down at the 1. And if you're Liberty Creek, it's not the worst thing in the world that the clock's running right now inside of 4 minutes. You're at the 1-yard line.
It truly is a double-edged sword. If the clock runs down and you score, it gives East Nashville less time to gain. But if you get to that 3rd and 4th down where it starts to get a little scary, East Nashville is just not going to give up. And you do happen to turn the ball over, then you won't have a second chance at a possession.
Here comes the smokestack. Sperry Jones. He has stood up. He will lose a yard. They'll mark him at the 2 for a loss of 1. And this will thicken the plot for Liberty Creek. Collier's coming back in.
Our most exciting game on FNR Friday Night Rivals of the year coming into its climax. We have a 3rd and about 2.5. Liberty Creek driving to to take the lead with 3 minutes left to go.
3rd down and goal. Tuggle is next to Collier. It's Tuggle with a cutback. Going underneath. Tuggle. Touchdown, Liberty Creek. The Wolves have retaken the lead. Mac Tuggle would not be denied. A 1-point lead. Fitting that it comes on this cutback. The way he has redirected his runs tonight.
They run a pin pull scheme. They pull 2 of their linemen to the outside. Tell Tuggle, hey, follow your big men. Scrape the paint. We do have an East Nashville player down.
Boy, there were a couple of guys slow to get up on that play after some serious collisions. 2:47 to go in the fourth quarter. Liberty Creek has taken the lead. They were the team to strike first in this game way back in the opening quarter. East Nashville's led most of the game, and the Wolves are back in front with under 3 to go. And that is Javon Carter, junior defensive end for East Nashville. Glad to see him get up, and he's going to walk off under his own power to the sideline. Tuggle with a fourth quarter touchdown, and Mac Tuggle now has 20 carries for 117 yards. And he caps off an 8-play, 70-yard drive. What a game. The extra point, Lucas Yap got it through. Yap converts his 6th point after the year. And Mac Tuggle and the Wolves have a 2-point lead with under 3 to go.
All of us would like to take a moment to thank our wonderful sponsor partners, the Tennessee Army National Guard, Bart Durham, and Sonic, who through their contributions to this program make these games possible for you, the viewers at home. We'd also like to thank our other great sponsor supporters for their contributions to our Friday Night Rivals telecasts: the United States Navy, BMC Metalworks, UA Local 572, Wilson Bank and Trust, the United States Marines, Western Kentucky University, Bass Tire, and Josh Houston and Associates. And we'd especially like to thank tonight's participating high schools and their administrators for their continued support. Liberty Creek, and our host, East Nashville High School.
A Mac Tuggle touchdown for Liberty Creek has the Wolves on top of East Nashville 20-18. They kicked the point after. They didn't go for 2. It's a 2-point ball game with under 3 minutes to go. There's the night for the all-region running back that we spotlighted in the open. He does so much for this team. 1,100 yards and 15 touchdowns last year, giving them about 110 yards a game this year. He's passed that by a hair. And now a short kick. The Eagles will get it back. Let's see what they can create here. Cortez Murphy trying to flip the field. 35 to the 40, and good field position now for East Nashville with all 3 timeouts and a lot of time remaining, down by 2.
This is a lot of time, and East Nashville does love their tempo, so it's just going to be their normal offense. A little bit risky here to flip the field, but it does pay off for them at the end. The telltale old adage, running 50 to gain about 10 yards, but yards that they can use nonetheless.
So Martez Lamb and the Eagles have the ball, down by 2. Kenny Fuller is in the slot right now toward the top of your screen. Cam Wade with a cut inside the 40. Wade down the sideline. Wade is gone. A special teams touchdown called back earlier. This one from 57 yards has East Nashville back in front, and there are no flags. Wow.
Once we get a replay of this, watch the lead block right here. Boom, he cleans out the color, and that opens up just enough space for Wade to get out to the edge and turn on the 5th gear. That must feel good to get that one after the special teams called back. And they're just going to give him the chain anyway. It's not even a turnover chain. This is just a big dog, big player chain.
Massive play chain to put his team up by 4.
Some confusion on East Nashville on.
And they've called an unsportsmanlike conduct for the excessive celebration for East Nashville. Cam Wade gives the chain back, and now he's coming out to be on the field.
And now, Jeff, you mentioned it. It kind of gets to that point where if they don't convert this, Liberty Creek opting for the extra point instead of the 2-point conversion attempt where they could have kind of chipped it away. It would have been a 3-point game, but now it's guaranteed that a field goal won't tie it up. Liberty Creek will need to score.
And East Nashville still talking it over here. The football is still at the 2-yard line. Got 2:27 to go in the game. East Nashville's up by 4.
Short time doesn't really play well to Liberty Creek style of football either. We saw going into the halftime where Liberty Creek was struggling to get plays in with 20, 30 seconds with a sense of urgency. They do have 2 timeouts to work with.
Fridays at 6:30. Don't miss Fox 17 Football Frenzy live, sponsored by Wilson Bank and Trust. This year it's a pregame show, and Fox 17 Sports Director Jill Jelnick gets you ready for all the high school football games. See the fans, the interviews, more Fridays at 6:30. Don't miss Fox 17 Football Frenzy live, sponsored by Wilson Bank and Trust. Wilson Bank and Trust is proud to sponsor our local schools and student athletes both on and off the field. So East Nashville will go for 2. Martez Lamb cuts into the end zone and converts, and that'll make it 26-20. So if Liberty Creek were to score here, it will force the issue for them to then break the tie. Big conversion by Lamb.
Great job by Lamb here. We saw him have a lot of success in the pocket, turning it into a run. He's had his most success with design rushes, but he can make something happen with his feet, and he gets the conversion to make it a 6-point lead. Liberty Creek setting up to receive.
And because of that unsportsmanlike penalty, which gets enforced on the kickoff, it's going to give Liberty Creek really nice field position, you would presume. Lucas Gray will be at the 25, not the 40, to kick this away. They'll squib it, and it bounces back to Andrelski. Looking for a lane across the 40. He's going to try to cut it back. Flag comes in, and Andrelski does get it back to midfield. We will check the penalty.
They're going to call it a block in the back, but I don't agree with it. I saw exactly what happened. The defender sort of giving his back.
We've seen a lot of penalties called tonight as guys are trying to reverse or flip the field, and it's common to see flags on those plays, but this one, you didn't see it.
They'll actually call a holding.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah.
Yep. And that is a hold right there. Something you can't see from our angle. His hand was on the inside of the jersey. His backside hand was on the shoulder pad, and he restricted his movement by not running his feet. If the ref sees it, it's called.
Good call. That was on Seth Taylor of Liberty Creek. So Bill Alexander looking on. His team will be at the 32-yard line. 2:16 to go in the game. Wolves ball, down by 6. Tuggle with a first down carry, spins, and as usual, it takes a couple of guys to get him down. That was Ladonis McLaughlin. Boy, Tuggle has been battered tonight. So tough, just gets up time and again. Looking like he might need a breather.
Clock ticking.
He does not come out. Not only doesn't come out, gets the ball right back and moves the chains for his team to midfield, right to the 50-yard line. A UA Local 572 first down. UA Local 572, the premier trainer of workers in all aspects of the piping, plumbing, welding, and HVAC industry. Here's 11 more for Tuggle.
Again, sticking on the counter. Tuggle landing in a spot where maybe it cracked his back at a point where he can get a few more reps in. He was struggling before the snap.
22 carries for 135. Now Collier is wrestled down. He will lose half a yard.
I'd like to see them maybe use a timeout here, as the clock is ticking down.
Yeah, there's Tuggle getting a breather. They got 2 timeouts left, not using them yet. 66, 65 seconds and ticking. Christian in the backfield gets the carry. And back across midfield. Clock's still running.
Man, it's not going to be enough, Jeff. Like, they have to either call a timeout and maybe dial something up, but precious time is your most valuable resource in these situations.
Tuggle is back in. Boy, it's still running. It's down to 35 seconds now.
No attempt at a clock here either.
3rd down. The ball gets away from Collier. He goes down to get it. Tries to run it. And now they'll have to use a timeout. Oh, man. Boy, that was a lot of time that came off and then resulted in a loss of 11. Now you're looking at a 4th down and 18 with 20 seconds left. Let's take a look at tonight's Bass Tire stop of the game. Bass Tire serving Nashville for over 35 years. Our Bass Tire stop of the game, one of a few 4th down stops tonight. This was the East Nashville D stopping Collier.
The East Nashville D really came alive here in the second half. First half, it was a little bit of a tough game. Liberty Creek came out and they were operating at a very good level, especially on that first series. But in the second half, it was all East Nashville. We had a lot of names called tonight, some of them to call out for the East Nashville defense. Anna McGoughlin, Evan Phillips, the freshman D lineman, Tyreek Lawson, another lineman. A lot of guys had great nights tonight.
Timeout, East Nashville. They saw a look at the formation for this massive 4th down and 18. And Damian Harris will use one of his 2 remaining timeouts. This is a Liberty Creek offense that runs a lot. In the air tonight, they are 3 of 4 for 26 yards. Only 4 passing attempts tonight for Liberty Creek. And right now it's a 4th down and 18 with 20 seconds to go, down by 6. Let's take a look at our Tennessee Army National Guard play of the game. While the teams talk it over for this 4th down, we take a look at Cam Wade busting a big one.
Cam Wade just getting off of the edge. A good block to clear that space. Wade, who had a special teams play that was called back, able to put his team up here with our Tennessee Army National Guard playing the game in his 5th gear speed.
All right, so both teams use the timeout. The game in the balance here for a 4th down and 18. 20 seconds to go.
Nothing over the top for the East Nashville defense. They're just doing a cover 2.
Collier gets it out quickly. They try to flip it back to Tuggle, and Tuggle is wrestled out of bounds. East Nashville with a stop. The Eagles hold firm on a 4th down stop.
Tuggle is furious right now.
Yeah, they feel like there should have been a personal foul on that tackle, the way they swung him out of bounds.
Here we have the replay. We get a throw out to the flat, a little trying to shoot and ladder. Tuggle has 1 man to beat. We don't get a good look there. The hand goes around the neck, but it's no horse collar from our angle yet. I don't know. From what we see, it doesn't look like a face mask. Tuggle gets up, fired up. But it looks like East Nashville will hold on to win this game at home.
13 seconds left. Liberty Creek can only stop it 1 time. Now there is a flag. They might have gotten East Nashville for a celebration on the stop. Damian Harris is trying to confirm what was called. It looked like it was ruled against East Nashville.
Everyone kind of looking around like, what's happening?
Yeah.
What's going on right now?
I mean, either way, and they are going to move it back. Either way, it shouldn't matter because Liberty Creek can only do so much with 13 seconds and one timeout, but it was a penalty against the Eagles. Have to think it was for the way they celebrated after the big stop.
Liberty Creek coming on the road to put up a good fight against the finalists in 3A football.
Lamb will take a knee. Liberty Creek can only stop it one time, so they will not even stop it that one time. This one is over. East Nashville goes to 5-0. They got everything they could handle tonight from the Liberty Creek Wolves in a dramatic ball game here on Friday Night Rivals. What a game.
You have to hand it to Liberty Creek. They came out on their first drive and they punched East Nashville in the mouth. They really did. And when I saw East Nashville play last year, I mean, there were still some discipline issues, some procedural issues, but they really had a disciplined response, especially coming out of that second half. On offense and defense, the momentum entirely shifted, and even when Liberty Creek came and punched back and made a game, their lead, East Nashville, off of the score of Cameron Wade, able to pull away with it.
We knew we were going to see a lot of terrific ground game tonight. And we got it from the two guys we spotlighted in the open. And Kenny Fuller for East Nashville is going to be our Bart Durham player of the game. Fuller was everywhere tonight. 2 touchdowns. He ran it 19 times for 151 yards and multiple scores. A junior whose role is only going to grow for the Eagles.
Yeah, you would call Fuller what's called a 3-down back, right? He can be elusive enough for your jet sweeps and your outside sweeps. He can be powerful enough to run your power game, your inside zone, anything between the tackle, and he can be your reception guy out of the slot. No doubt it was between him or Tuggle basically for our player of the game, and Fuller comes away with it. 19 rushes, 151 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the night.
What a game for Fuller. Cam Wade with some massive plays as well for East Nashville. 3-time defending state runner-up. Goes to 5-0 overall, 2-0 in the region, while Liberty Creek is now 2-3 and 1-1 in the region. Eagles are huddled up. We're going to take a timeout, and we'll talk to Damian Harris and give the Eagles some hardware on the other side. East Nashville takes it by 6 over Liberty Creek. 26-20, East Nashville on its home turf holds on against Liberty Creek. What a game tonight on Tennessee Army National Guard Friday Night Rivals. Damian Harris and the Eagles go to 5-0 on the year, 2-0 in the region. And they got all they could handle tonight from Liberty Creek. Let's go down to Sammy, who's with Damian Harris and the Eagles.
Coach, you mentioned it to your team. The defense really came up in the second half and made some big stops, especially when both offenses came alive. What can you really say about your defense?
Our motto is big-time players make big-time plays in big games. And a lot of our defensive guys, they stepped up and they made plays, as well as on our offensive side. A lot of them had to step up and make a play at big time.
One of those guys, Cam Wade, I mean, he had a touchdown called back, then he had another big touchdown. What can you really say about those offensive guys as well?
Cam, he actually did pretty good. He started off bad, trying to do too much. That's the thing with me. Let the game come to you, and once he settled down, he was able to make a play. And some of the other guys stepped up big as well. They might not have had the ball, but blocking, you always got to go to the O-line as well as the defensive line.
That was a hard-fought win, Coach. Congratulations. Here's trophies for you to celebrate with your team.
A trophy for East Nashville. They're trying to get back to Chattanooga. Three-time defending state runner-up, going up against Alcoa the last few years. They've lost a lot from last year. They graduated guys. Some guys have moved away. Some guys were hurt tonight. But on their home turf, they got it done in a battle.
You said it. It was a battle. They got hit a little bit in the mouth, and then they came up. They showed some resiliency, some discipline, still some things to clean up, too, especially as we're starting to hit this midway point of the season. Liberty Creek, they came in on the road against a three-time concurrent finalist, did really well, showed some good things on their film as well. And when you look back to last season, these two teams, they met twice. Could be something that we see again this season.
What a game tonight at East Nashville. Liberty Creek and the Eagles took it down to the wire, and East Nashville with a 26-20 victory. Join My TV 30 Sports again next Friday, September 27th at 7 o'clock when we travel to Gallatin as the Green Wave face off against the Hawks of Green Hill right here on My TV 30. All of us would like to take a moment to thank the wonderful sponsor partners, the Tennessee Army National Guard, Bart Durham Injury Law, and Sonic, who through their contributions to the program make these games possible for you viewers at home. We'd also like to thank our other great sponsor supporters for their contributions to our 2024 Friday Night Rivals telecasts: the United States Navy, BMC Metalworks, UA Local 572, Wilson Bank and Trust, the United States Marines, Western Kentucky University, Bass Tire, and Josh Houston and Associates. And we especially would like to thank tonight's participating schools and their administrators for their terrific support, Liberty Creek High School and our host, East Nashville Magnet High School. That'll do it for our broadcast tonight. For Bruno Reagan, Sammy Kincaid, our outstanding crew led by Steve Mann, Lee Scott, Travis Porterfield, and David Dow, Jeff Hem signing off. Again, the final, East Nashville 26, Liberty Creek 20. Thank you so much for being with us. Good night from Nashville. You've been watching Tennessee Army National Guard Friday Night Rivals, presented by Bart Durham Injury Law on My TV 30.